Hey, no music by yourself.
Welcome back to the Concession Stand. I'm Marlon.
I am Gabe. Greetings, salutations.
Nice jersey.
Hey, you know what?
Maybe.
No.
Wait, no, this
is OG.
Hold on, show him the back.
And the only character that matters, baby.
The only character that
Bill
matters.
fucking Murray.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Who let Dan Aykroyd in this picture? That's fucking hilarious. And that's the issue here, Marlon.
Oh, we're not going to start there yet.
No.
Hold on. What's your favorite basketball movies?
Ooh, this is a tough question. I think we talked about this in the pre-show.
Let's go. What are we doing? Top 5? Let's do a top 5.
Okay, let's do top 5 and then with like an extra, like a
Honorable
bonus
mention?
pick. An honorable mention.
Deal.
My first pick would have to be He Got Game.
I'm choosing the Air Up There.
Wow, great
I've never
reference.
seen
Great deep reference. You've never seen... Oh, my God. This guy stinks. What?
I've seen like bits and pieces, but I've never seen the full movie.
First of all, it's Denzel.
I was mad
which
it
you
wasn't
love.
Kobe.
Oh, that for Ray
Is that
Allen.
fair?
For Jeezel Shuttlesworth. Maybe Kobe's not a good actor. Maybe they auditioned him. I feel like they auditioned a lot of people from my understanding. There was a few names that were like batted around at the time.
I can't remember who was supposed to be the original person.
I think Sean Kemp was mentioned at one point.
Oh,
in time.
absolutely not. Sean Kemp movie is not
Nuts.
what
It's
I
sick.
no.
But it was a lot of young. But it was a lot of LOL. It was a lot of young basketball players who were trying to get that.
Gary Payton movie would slap. Don't lie.
The mailman.
Get it?
It would be like the mailman don't deliver on Sundays. That would be the name of.
It'd be fucking great.
Hire us. ESPN 30 for 30.
See you in a circle. The
so
Air
you-
Up There people don't talk about enough.
Well, it's a Kevin Bacon classic.
Like you got the African 7-footer.
It's such a. I journeyed into the center of Africa and I found him.
Yeah, it's a very white
Maasai
savior.
warrior.
That's one of
It
the-
is textbook white savior.
There's a lot of white savior
Early white
basketball
savior.
movies. You ever notice that?
It's niggas playing basketball. I can save them.
Glory Road,
Correct.
Air Up There, White Man Can't Jump,
Sunset Park.
Sunset Park, Air Bud. He's white. It's a golden retriever. If dogs could
White
be people,
people- if
you
white-
think white people wouldn't be golden retrievers?
But the white savioring a dog and the dog white savioring them back is nuts.
that's life.
Is nuts.
That's not our
white
life.
a white crime, and that's hilarious.
That's not our life, but it's life.
Airbud being a white savior's white savior is hilarious.
I don't know a single nigga that would be a golden retriever, if by choice.
No, what dog would you choose?
Rottweiler.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd like to be a nice.
Fast.
I'd be like a greyhound.
I'd be a nice one though. It's like one of those ones you're like unsuspectingly nice.
You know what I want to
start
be?
licking people.
I want to be like a beagle. Like nobody expects anything from me.
Beagle lives a very low maintenance life.
Listen, I'm here to hang out, fam.
You're just around.
I'm not cute enough for all the photos, but I'm also not like drooling everywhere.
No
I'm
one's
just
trying to
here.
play fetch with you. They don't think you're athletic enough anyways. I
Perfect.
get it.
It's all the golden retriever with none of the baggage.
I maybe overshot myself with the Rottweiler. I got to do a lot.
That's a, they
gotta live up to a lot.
Too much.
Other Rottweilers see me, I gotta act
And don't-
tough and shit.
Don't let a Chihuahua try to pull up on you. You know you have to act super tough on him, and then
Them
be
little
gentle on
niggas,
top of it.
They got a Napoleon complex. Chihuahuas.
But they put him in strollers and shit. It's
I
terrible.
blame Taco Bell.
Wow.
Tu quiero Taco Bell.
Wow.
That was one of the best animal spokesperson for any commercial. Aside from Gecko, that nigga's the truth.
Gecko's unbeatable.
They were smart by making that guy CGI.
Oh,
He can live through time.
Forever.
Taco Bell
They
died.
could just be-
Taco Bell dog been dead for about
It's
10
done.
years.
And they're like, we can't
And they're like,
recast him. We can't find a dog who does it.
There's no other Chihuahua that can speak Spanish.
Find me one. No. Want me to replace him? Find me one. No. Go ahead. Find me another
Tell
one.
me what?
And not only does he speak Spanish, he's got a funny voice.
He's got to look good.
And he got to perform. Oh, by the way, you don't want a shy Mexican Chihuahua.
Tu quiero Taco Bell. He's doing monotone. What is that? I can't work with
Say
this
again.
kid.
I can't. Jesus. Never work with kids and
Imagine
animals.
They like audition dogs day of. Dogs just not cooperating. What do? You have a backup dog that looks the exact same. That's nuts.
That's so funny.
That's a highly stressful situation to be in as an owner.
I think they always usually have some sort of backup animal in some
They
capacity.
have to, but still, what if all the backups fail?
There's like nobody's working today.
$100,000.
Day's done, guys.
We're losing lights.
Put away the propane. No more explosions.
Take up those Wonder Woman best sandbags. We're out here. I don't know, man. But yeah, basketball movies.
You said you said Air Up There. I said He Got Game.
He Got Game. I'm gonna go with Hoosiers. I love that movie.
With Gene Hackman?
Yes.
No shit.
Oh God, I love that movie.
Wow, white people playing basketball.
I was shocked, but I love it.
Back to back white saviors.
It's
wow,
great.
Look at you.
That's not a white savior though. There's no black players. He's not saving anyone.
White
black.
savior on white savior.
Oh, we're going white on white.
You went white on white.
Virgil Abloh movies. These are Virgil's top 5 movies.
He's the first
Hoosiers.
one. When white people save other white people.
Sex in the City. Eat, Pray, Love. What else?
Not Eat, Pray, Love.
Jojo Rabbits.
13 going on 30. When she was on that
Freaky
run.
Friday. Rounds out for Virgil Abloh's top 5. Heard it here first, folks. The Off-White list.
That's so funny. Off-White being white people saving white people movies is a nuts category.
You can work Mean Girls in there as an honorable mention.
100%.
That's like the GOAT white person saving white person movie ever.
Oh, with a little bit of the drama too? No,
Dude,
thanks.
amazing. That mom carried that fucking movie. Look,
I'm a cool mom. No. Amy
you guys
Poehler.
need anything?
Amy
Snacks,
Poehler.
condoms.
Get out of my room, mom. Legend.
Shit
Amy
was great.
Poehler. What a legend.
Basketball movies. So yeah, Hoosiers. That's my second. Go ahead.
That's your second pick. I got He Got Game. I have to say Coach Carter.
Yeah,
Obviously,
Coach Carter's in
you have to
mine,
put
too.
that.
Yeah,
you have to
Coach
put that
Carter's
on the
in mine,
list.
too.
What's another great?
How's that song go?
And we hopeful, yes I am hopeful for today. Oh, this music I'm losing, and it take you away. And the hopeful, and away. I know it is easy.
That's every Twister verse. This is a fast forwarded movie from the 90s.
But it's so good. He found such good beats.
I miss fast forwarding with the sound. They need to bring that back. If I'm on Netflix and I'm going 120, I want to hear 120. They need to bring that back.
Like Alvin and the Chipmunks.
That's nostalgia right there. You know how you buy like a Nintendo Switch, for example? You could buy a Nintendo emulator on there and play Nintendo games.
Oh.
And so you got that old feel back. It's like everything. It's beautiful.
No shit.
So it needs a function like that on Netflix where you go old Netflix.
And you want
or
like
go
original.
Blockbuster just to
with, like,
shit on them.
The little replay, the squiggly lines from the VCR.
Yeah, I love that. That's
Legendary.
Good. That's
it was
good
like
stuff.
Netflix for VCRs. You have to turn to channel
Netflix
4.
nostalgia. Number 4. This one's got to be good. I got to go for a sleeper pick.
I did Coach Carter and I did He Got Game. Okay.
I really loved Glory Road, but it's too white savior for me. I'm gonna go documentary.
Oh.
I'm gonna go documentary and say Sebastian Telfair Through the Fire documentary made me want to
good
play
choice.
basketball forever.
Yeah,
I went outside.
It's very emotional stuff.
And dribbled right away.
Listen, you love the incentive stuff that you're like, I must achieve the same thing.
Yeah.
I must do it. Oh yeah, that's a great documentary.
I think my last 3 are gonna
I
be
haven't seen that in a long time. I have to rewatch that. That's really, really good.
man. Really
That's a good one. My pick would be between 2.
Okay.
Between Sunset Park or Blue Chips with Shaq.
I took you for more of a 6-man type of guy.
You wait for my sleeper
Not a
pick.
Whoopi Goldberg.
Wait for my sleeper pick. Don't forget, what was that one? The one where
was
where she coached the
New
Knicks.
York Knicks. Yeah, I can't remember what that was called.
It had like a.
It wasn't particularly my favorite.
It wasn't Jumpin' Jack Flash.
No,
it was
no. Wait, no.
That's a different same
That's
era,
another-
same era,
same city, but
and
no.
same Whoopi, but it's just different.
same
And
hairstyle.
same Whoopi.
Same hairstyle Whoopi for sure.
What was that movie? It's like
Another one for me would be Lenny Cook.
good choice.
His story was
Very good choice.
sickening to me, and it was one of those it was the first basketball movie I watched, first basketball anything I watched that told me what my parents said to me, which was make sure you have a fallback. Make sure you are getting your education.
Make sure you're prepared.
Make sure you're prepared if you don't make it. And I watched that movie, and just to see the end where he's like, he's gained a little bit more weight.
Yeah.
He's in the trap,
Life-
just chilling still.
Life has really gotten to him.
He's singing to R&B, drunk out of his mind and just crying. a grown, like huge man,
A grown man.
just crying while drunk, and a girl's like on his lap, and he's still singing and crying, and I'm just like, I don't want to do that.
It gives you a perspective that you don't really even realize exists, but it must happen to more than just him. Like, it's obviously something that's happened to a lot of people.
It shows how they set up black children, especially in the States, on an athletic path and nothing else.
With no end road. Like, there's no safety measure. There's nothing there. You're just kind of throwing them in the fire.
They're almost told that they can't do it. Like, it's not even more of a, they're not
you're not going to survive.
But like, you won't like
it's not going to make it over.
I've had that experience in high school, where, teachers or guidance counselors are like, you're probably more for the applied course.
You know, they're trying to fix that with now.
Yeah.
How long did it take?
Fucking late. Yeah.
You motherfucker, you.
Luckily, I knew post-secondary school was a scam.
A fraud.
So I was
just
like, whatever.
Thanks for telling me.
Yeah.
It's a little late.
Right?
The Whoopi Goldberg movie where she was the Knicks coach is Eddie.
Eddie.
I knew it was like a name
I knew it was one name, but I just didn't know what
I just couldn't figure it
was.
out. Sunset Park and Blue Chips is where we left off. I love Blue Chips because it's Shaq, and it's actually a very good movie about scandals of betting and how to bring athletes in and boost them with more money, but the NCAA doesn't know. It's a good movie for that.
Okay.
But Sunset Park's really good. Sunset Park's really, really good.
Yeah.
Fredo Starr's in it. Fredo Starr's was a legend. Fredo Starr, we don't talk about Fredo Starr having a great run in the 90s, being in like every black movie.
I wouldn't say every black movie, but he's in a lot, but he was always the same guy.
But he played the guy so well. He was like a Black Joe Pesci.
He played the guy. I think they just called him and said, could you just jump in on set?
He's Black Joe Pesci. He's legendary.
Black Joe Pesci.
He's Black Joe Pesci. He's there to serve one purpose, and that purpose is entertaining and a little scary.
Black Joe Pesci.
It's Fredo Starr. What a play. What a deep move. I'm zagging here. Like, I don't really believe this, but let's pitch it. Let's talk about it. Feel it? A little zhuzh. A little interesting.
I mean, for that era, definitely.
I'm really only saying the era. I don't think I can say
Yeah, no,
the
let's
whole
do
thing.
that. Because I was like, overall.
No. For the 90s.
For the 90s? Yeah, for sure.
That would be my thing.
Black Joe Pesci, for all time, is Lawrence Fishburne.
No, Lawrence Fishburne has
more of a De Niro.
Yeah,
he's actually more of a De Niro.
Yeah,
he's more of a De Niro.
He's got the gravitas.
Yeah.
No, and he's in too many things.
And he's the lead in too many things. Like, he's not like the henchman.
Even when he's a second banana, he's like the important second
Matrix.
character. I was thinking Boys in the Hood, but yeah.
That too. Yeah, that too. Let's
Furious
round out
Styles.
the end of the basketball movies. I will say, and I saw this recently, Stephon Marbury.
Oh, that's a very good one.
His documentary was
That's a very good one.
incredible. Just to see where his life went from it's a roller coaster, really.
Well, that's it, because it talks about an era of basketball when the world opened up and you can really play anywhere, and how a star could really, reinvent their career. And we don't talk about that enough.
Yeah.
It kind of just happened and disappeared.
Well, and he kind of sparked the wave that's happening now when you see a guy like LeVar Ball have the gall to want his own sneaker line.
Big baller
It
brand.
started with Starberries, right? Making affordable $15 shoes sold at Stephen Barry's for kids. And $9 and $15 shoes at Walmart that are like being worn by one of your favorite players, an all-star
Really,
at that.
it really changes the
Dynamic.
the shoe game. Yeah.
It changes the whole playing field, right? And luckily, a lot of players saw. I think the brands thought that if we shut him down, which they eventually did, kind of
Price him out of the market.
Nobody else will try it. It'll deter them. They'll see how much money he lost,
It's
how bad of
pointless.
an idea it is, and nobody else will try it. But then Shaq
Shaq. I was
did
just
it.
thinking that.
But Shaq still was like larger than life. So you're like, yeah, of course Shaq's gonna do it. You know,
It
what
almost
I mean?
seemed like a novelty.
Yeah, you didn't think a player just coming in, hasn't played a game yet, could have the audacity to do that. But Starberry planted that seed.
So that other people could make a path forward for other people
Exactly.
to try to do the same thing. And that's a good point. And I think that's part of the legacy that he can leave behind, right? Besides even just the basketball, just his place in the culture
Yeah,
and how it changed.
that
I think that's
too.
really important.
When you talk about Allen Iverson and culture,
Yep.
and the culture that he brought to basketball, hip hop culture. I think Starbury is the second coming of that.
100%.
When you talk about him signing with And One, and introducing that entire brand to the league, where
and niggas
Skip
were,
to My Lou,
and niggas were wearing And One.
Bro, Ray for Alston got a contract. This is a guy playing on the streets. Skip to My Lou. He's the one that basically was the first star of And One. And Starbury and Coney Island, that whole setup just put such a spotlight on that league, on that show, if you want to call it. You know, you had so many characters: Hot Sauce, Escalade, Helicopter, Spider. The list goes on. Professor,
Helicopter.
Wow. A lot of those guys, man. Like,
forgot about those guys.
It was really dope. RIP Escalade.
Facts.
But yeah, and then going over to China.
The whole China chapter is I think is the left turn that not a lot of people know.
Yeah.
But it's the most interesting part.
It's his Phoenix moment, right?
Yep.
Like he
Out of
rose
the
out of the
ashes.
ashes. Like, when you talk about it, this guy was on fucking live stream on Ustream. Remember Ustream?
Facts, yeah.
Vaseline all over his body and eating it and just rambling. His life was
Fucking
in
nuts.
shambles at
Yeah.
the time, and he just, it's like he had a nervous breakdown.
Mm-hmm.
After that, it's people's just like, yo, you need to get out of America, man.
Like you need to reshape what's going on.
Yeah, and he went to China and became a god. Like, there's a statue of him.
And at a time when, again, the world's opening up, basketball is becoming more of an influence in other places. Why not validate what's happening, the culture that's growing there, with a star?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
he gets to grow out there too, being away from the different market.
Yeah.
And people appreciate
Smart,
the sport
man.
much bigger when everybody's involved, right?
He's
Across
ahead of
the
his
world.
time. He knew China was going to take over.
Yeah.
He knew this
probably
was
that
going to
too.
come.
Yeah.
He probably already had the vaccine. So,
all right. All right. My last two picks are going to be this. I think we have to talk about the Michael Jordan 10-parter.
Last Dance.
You'd have to.
Very nice.
Last Dance is, I think it reshaped the way we look at people's careers now.
Yeah.
I think it's like, from then on, every great athlete that we can think of, like, they need a,
Last
let me
Dance.
tell my story.
Well, we're getting that, right? Like, I think they're doing the Lakers next, I believe. Showtime Lakers.
The Showtime, well, that's a scripted show, too.
Oh.
No, that's different. That's a scripted show. They got, like, people playing people.
Wow.
Yeah. That's different. Which is even more interesting because it's like a premiere television, right?
The
Like
Last
they're
Dance
making
for the Miami Heat's going to be incredible.
the Miami Heat Last Dance is going to be interesting. I want to see
Raptors Last Dance. I doubt we're going to get it, but it'd be great. Lakers
It
Last
depends
Dance
what
would
happens
be
to
sad.
Kawhi.
Like Shaq and them.
yeah.
It's
just depressing.
No, I can't do that. I'm sorry.
I would like to see one on the Spurs. The Spurs run.
I would like to do that too because I feel like there's such privacy,
especially
around
their
that
last run that they had with everybody.
with Miami.
Yeah.
Against Miami. Those two,
Like,
those
two
two
back-to-backs.
Yeah.
I'm like, I would love to know what's going on that year.
Yeah, it would be a great lead-in into Miami Heat's Last
Yep.
Dance because I would love to hear their story first.
But do you think a Last Dance can survive just on a team, or does it have to be centered on like a player, much like Michael Jordan?
I think a team's good.
it was
because
Jordan and the Bulls, but really it was about Jordan.
Well, but it's also incorporated so many players that are outside of the Bulls, right? Like because of all the stories attached.
But that's
to,
more competitors. Like the Tiger Woods documentary was like that. I shouldn't say it was like that. It could have had the potential to be like that.
Yeah.
But at the end, they did it where they take you through a tournament. And as Tiger's, like, they'll show you the footage.
Yeah.
And then the guys can commentate on it. They're like, and then fucking Tiger ruined, like,
Yeah.
you don't even know how bad it was facing
well,
Tiger.
Michael
whatever.
Jordan's was throughout. Like Isaiah Thomas
is the
was
thing.
sprinkled throughout.
I think going forward, they're going to do more of that.
Yeah.
As opposed to just what
they
they did
need
for
to
Tiger.
because I want to hear that other side. Like I loved hearing about Reggie versus Michael.
When Charles Barkley was on there too.
Yep, loved that. I loved Isaiah with the Olympics.
Isaiah stuff. I met the qualifications.
But I was not chosen.
That was not chosen. That's hilarious.
I love it.
That's hilarious.
I'm so happy
And then
he
I
was-
loved when they would show the footage to Mike. Mike's like,
That was the greatest part.
word.
We
word,
have,
word. This is what we did.
David Stern talks about why you left the league.
That was it.
I was like,
Retirement.
Yo, this is crazy. Or when players are saying, "Oh, BJ Armstrong talking about," and I had him. I looked in his face and I knew I had him. And Mike's just like, he did the blackest
It's
black
the one.
man laugh.
It's the one
ever.
where you stop your feet a little bit too. You're like, this thing is crazy.
I was like,
But I also love seeing the emotion when he started talking about if you don't want to win,
Oh my God.
if you don't want to be there,
I felt it.
nobody.
Did you feel it though?
That's you.
Did you feel it?
I said this nigga's a psychopath.
Psychopath. I loved it. I loved it.
You know
I
when you see
needed
something
it.
and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
There
it
it
is. I was like,
oh.
that's the switch they're talking
It's
about.
like remember
He went right back there in his eyes. Did you see him?
Fam.
He went right back there.
And it went right back to, you know when you're so angry you want to cry? He was so angry. He's
like,
going back 30 years, mind you.
If you don't
want
to win,
you want to win what? Then
don't have to.
You don't have to.
I was like, yo.
Cut the camera. I said, this nigga's sick.
Fuck, man. It was overwhelming for him. And you know what it made me think of? The time when Rogan had Tyson on.
And Tyson was
And
talking
Tyson's
about
like, if this is before any hints of a fight could happen or anything like that. And Rogan's just like, why don't you just get back in there? What do you...
Mike's like, oh, praise to Allah, but I'm an animal.
I don't want to get back in that mind state. If I
It's
get
dangerous.
there,
It's dangerous.
very dangerous. He's a very bad guy.
How long have you been working on this impression?
Never.
Really?
I swear to God.
That's very good. That's very, very good.
I like you.
No. Todd. Just
Maybe I
notes.
just got the
I
cadence.
just have some notes. It's very good. That was great.
Thank you.
Great. You didn't overuse it, and I noticed you're using the Jamie Foxx method.
Yes,
the understated.
definitely.
Great work.
Definitely.
Great
The
work.
shy.
No, keep using
You
it.
gotta go shy.
That's what you have to open up with. Oh, praise to Allah, brother.
All praise to Allah.
Because when Jamie Foxx does that in the
Oh
impression,
my God.
I'm like, that's such a niche.
I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to take him seriously with this fucking movie. He's got to act his off. Well, he acts his ass off every time, but he's got to really,
That's gonna be nuts.
because
bro.
I've only seen him
Oh, praise to Allah.
do the comedy version for like over decades.
Nah, but the ones where he's talking about the movie, where he's like the opening scene,
my.
whatever.
And then it pushes in. I was like, nigga, we cannot see what you're talking about. It pushes in,
And
you
the
just
doors-
see-
and the
you
doors
just
just
see-
open.
You see a shadow cutting through the air, and then the lights come on.
It's like, take it easy. And then it goes ding, and then you're right there.
and you're right there.
And the camera zooms, whatever. And everybody's like,
And it goes right into a punch.
everybody's like, yeah, tell me more, Jamie. Same fucking story again.
Yo, chill out.
Anyways,
out.
my last
Nah, I don't like that. Nah,
my
nah,
last,
I don't like that.
My last basketball picture that I will nominate
You better give him praise in that
is
movie.
Joanna Man.
What? Fam, we just started this show.
It's such a funny movie.
Can't go back to the hood.
It's such a funny movie.
Jesus Christ.
No, so the movie's bad. The movie's so bad, and it is very inappropriate.
The views of the concession stand as a whole.
The views of Gary Rodriguez stand for the show because we're saying it's not a good movie. It is it's mildly offensive movie,
Bad movie.
but it's so funny. It's
it hold
so.
up?
It
When's
holds
the
up
last time you watched it?
like a year during the beginning
so
of
it
the
holds up.
pandemic. So not. When was the last time you seen Big Mama? Big Mama's House.
Been a minute.
But you remember, do you remember it fondly?
Yeah.
It holds up the way you remember it to be. Like, it's that same kind of like early 2000s where you're like, this is sick.
Yeah.
This premise is stupid. But,
Early
it's so pretty.
2000s were just, for content, just...
Because you had the 90s comedians getting into their bag.
Yeah.
But you also had these young guys writing for them too. It's such a-
Technology kind of meeting in the middle before it got too fucking advanced and quick.
You know what?
I loved the
you know
internet
what?
when it was slow.
You know the movie that ruined it? Like the two movies that kind of like put a stop to the adult, well done comedy.
What?
It was Wedding Crashers and The Hangover.
What year's Wedding Crashers?
Probably like 2008, 7. After those movies, they're like, all right, y'all push the envelope too much. We're done.
That's 2005.
Oh, there you go.
Nah, there's been ones other than that. Pineapple Express, Superbad.
That's different. Remember, they have a gimmick.
Step Brothers.
Their gimmick is maybe Step Brothers.
Step Brothers 2008.
No, but Step Brothers didn't have the same kind of borderline bad humor. Not
yes,
bad.
it did. It was the dumbest movie ever. That was
As bad-
amazing.
not bad. When I say bad humor, I mean like offensive humor.
Oh no, it had some in there.
But
Trust me.
not as bad as Wedding Crashers.
I mean,
Or
I would say yeah. To be honest, I think it's pretty evenly balanced. Like
So then-
there are
so
parts
maybe-
of Step Brothers, Superbad, Hangover, Pineapple Express, 40-Year-Old Virgin, Knocked Up. There are parts of those movies that are all fucked up. All of them.
That's a good point.
Even Jim Carrey, which we forget, Dick and Jane.
Oh, Fun with Dick and Jane. Yeah. Or I Love You, Philip Morris. Yeah, I forgot about that one too.
There's that one where the girl gets into porn. I can't remember what that one's called. I think Seth Rogen's in that as well. What's her name from Grey's Anatomy?
Oh, Catherine Hegel.
Yes, and she
That
gets
chick.
sex tape.
That chick's been in way too many of these bad
That's
movies.
what it was called, sex tape. And their sex tape gets leaked, and then they start. I think that might have birthed OnlyFans.
LOL. All right. Anyways, Joanna Man's very funny movie.
Right. Honorable mention for best basketball movies is Linsanity. I watch it once a year.
Really?
Can't miss it.
No
Cannot
shit.
miss it.
It just speaks to you. Like
It's bro, that was one of the craziest 2.5 weeks of basketball I've ever seen in my life.
It really was. It really was.
I still have never seen anything like that.
It built so many people's like the esteem of their career just off of that 2-week run.
He might have started the Asian resurgence.
No, Yao Ming did that.
It kind of died out until Linsanity. Look at the gap in between Linsanity and Yao Ming.
Yeah, you're right. It was the most
I think
consistent.
Linsanity also spoke up against racist Asian standards
Anti-Asian hate,
and
yeah.
practices that were being that were happening in the NBA.
Yep.
Kenyon Martin's Asian writing after he accused him of appropriating dreadlocks.
Oh, right.
So he kept that conversation going throughout his career. Yeah, I would say maybe he might be a catalyst.
I could see that. And I think everybody, like that representation in the league really went a long way. I was hoping that he kind of stick around that and help, build that brand globally in that sense, but I think he still wants to play. Anyways, I say that to say the Linsanity era.
That documentary is incredible.
And for what it was for those 2 weeks, that documentary does a good job of building it up.
Yo, like hearing that he's sleeping on a couch during this happening, doesn't have a house.
Crazy, man.
Like the amount of times he was cut, almost didn't even make deadlines. Like he got called like last hour of the deadline on like
That's
Christmas.
crazy. That's so crazy.
Like so many things have to go right.
So
many things have to go wrong for you to land right there.
In that position to be like, all right, let's.
Like, what if your phone was dead?
Oh, yeah.
What if you fell asleep? Like, there's so many things. Like
that small
I think about
moment,
that butterfly effect shit.
That
all
small
the time.
moment, and then all of a sudden we have no Linsanity.
And then who knows what we don't have after that?
Right.
Who knows? Like,
Oh, that's really interesting. That's
it's
a good
pretty
point.
wild, man. So yeah, I think that Linsanity documentary is like really up there.
Linsanity documentary is good. What was the last one I was going to say?
I think
Love and Basketball.
fuck that movie.
No, not a fan, eh? Okay. You don't think it... I don't love it either.
Doesn't hold up.
I haven't seen it in
He
years.
just looks like a bum ass nigga now. In my eyes, now that I'm older and I know better.
Like, now that we can see
Nigga,
clearer
get a
now,
job.
fuck you.
Get a job, you fucking leech. What's wrong with this guy?
Fucking leech.
Leech,
You blood-sucking.
spoiled, entitled dickhead. Like, what? That nigga did not deserve a WNBA wife.
No.
And definitely not Sanaa Lathan.
Yeah, I got to rewatch that movie. I feel very, removed
He is
from it.
trash, bro. Like, big trash. He's in that example of Kevin can go fuck himself. Relationships. Like,
Accurate.
there's no reason
She's
Sanaa
just
Lathan
doing
should be
so
here.
much for him, and he's
She
doing
looks
nothing.
fucking beg the whole movie, bro.
That's hilarious.
Beg. This man's walking with the next thing, and she's there like,
Oh, man.
beat his ass.
So you've seen this recently?
No.
No, you just have it off the...
Nigga, this is what you get pussy to. Is Love and Basketball back in the day. That was
No,
like the...
Love Jones. I was a Love Jones guy.
Not me. I was loving basketball because girls knew as soon as Maxwell comes on, you know what time it is, baby girl.
Oh, Love Jones
BBG?
when the Love Jones was going.
Once you hear that,
Well,
yo, come here.
clock's never
I
late.
don't bite. Like, come here. Why you
You're
so
sick.
far?
You're sick.
Why you so far? That used to be my move. Why
I
you so
don't
far?
bite.
She's right here.
It's nuts.
She's right here.
Yes.
Why you so far is way more nuts.
Why are you so far?
She's right here.
You're so far away.
So far, yo. Come here. Roll onto the chest. Yeah, man. But since we're talking about basketball movies, I think it's time.
You hate to see something like a brand that you loved just get shot in the face for an hour and 48 minutes.
Getting shot in the face for an hour and whatever. It's
Just reloading.
oh my goodness.
Like, you know when the guy says, "Stop, he's down, he's dead.
Yeah, yeah.
He's dead already."
Stop it, he's dead.
And then
he's already dead.
you look at the time, you're like, "Oh, there's another 48
there's still
minutes.
40 minutes left. Okay.
Oh man. Oh.
Where do we begin with Space Jam?
A new legacy. No, we got to separate the two.
There's no misconstruence. First of all, I should say that there are a lot of people watching this right now saying, this is a kid's movie. You guys are grown men.
Hold on, let me qualify all of this before you put
I'm
a pin
about
in
to
it.
qualify.
I just want to say, first and foremost, shout out to Eric Bauza,
Okay.
Toronto Zone,
Bugs Bunny.
Marvin, and I believe Donald Duck in this movie.
He's not Marvin?
And Marvin. I think
Yeah, I think he's Marvin
there's
the Martian
several.
as well,
yeah,
yeah.
but it was two of them. I think it was two. But Toronto Zone, got to support him because you know
Scarborough
why?
Zone.
Great performance from Daffy Duck.
Daffy was probably
The
the
only
best
saving
too.
grace.
He's
The
probably
only
the best
saving
too.
grace.
Yeah.
Only saving grace.
He usually is. I'll say that he is the closest character to the one that I remember back in the day.
Yeah, the obnoxious Daffy Duck.
Yeah.
Very
like,
good.
Porky wasn't Porky enough.
No.
Lola wasn't Lola enough. They I don't know what it was.
It was an odd written character, and I just think it's all very
Bugs,
silly.
especially the character of Bugs disappointed me.
Yeah, why is he depressed?
Why is he depressed? Why is he alone? Why is
Like, I get the emotion they're trying to play is Bugs feels abandoned, so he's gonna do.
Bugs would never feel abandoned or
Bugs
be
lives,
abandoned.
Bugs lives by himself, fam. He doesn't hang out with these people.
That's my point. It's
He's
like-
got his own situation.
And then on top of that, they took away a lot of the sarcasm, the wit.
It's hollow writing.
He's Bugs
Hollow
Bunny. I remember
writing.
him as a condescending dickhead.
And he's quick. He's
Quick.
like, fuck you, let's go. What's going on?
He's creative as fuck. Like I didn't.
And he's a
get
little
that.
vindictive. Like, he's a little
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna get you back.
He's a little sinister. You know what I mean? And I didn't see that in this at all. Even the small hints of him about to get like that, they would divert away.
It was more
right before it
slapstick,
got
like he
there.
was almost goofy.
Yeah.
Which is, I get what they're trying. Again, I get they're trying to play to that audience.
Jiminy Cricketed my nigga, bro.
Well, my thing is, besides the characters, the whole story doesn't make a hell of a lot of sense.
Let's start with the first 20 minutes being a LeBron commercial.
Now I'm gonna shoot him some bail.
Shoot it.
I'm gonna shoot him some bail.
Please.
In the original one, that was they did the opening credits of that.
Now I will refute that fact. Watch this. Michael Jordan, and this is the majority reason why this movie does not hit for me.
Mm-hmm.
In Michael Jordan's Space Jam, they wove in the storyline
Oh yeah, with what's going on.
of what's really happening right now. This second, we are currently
That
in
movie
the
came.
shift.
That movie came out. They're like, that nigga was just playing baseball.
Dog. So we watched this all unfold and they replayed it for us and we relived all of these emotions, right? They didn't incorporate, first of all, LeBron's real family like they did Michael Jordan.
Completely different.
Completely different family. On top of that, they didn't weave in his storyline. You have a guy that is at the tail end of his career and shouldn't be doing the things he's still doing in the NBA. Why isn't that the focus?
You think?
Why is tech and becoming creators and starting a fucking Twitch live stream the direction? And
LeBron
goal?
doesn't want to be vulnerable. You understand? There's got to be a level of vulnerability. And this is the main issue. A vulnerable person, like, I wouldn't say Michael Jordan's vulnerable, but I think he knows what his strengths and his weaknesses are.
Yeah.
They said, you're going to be in a movie. So I'm sure the game plan is, since you're not an actor, we know you're not good. so we're going to make you speak way less
Yeah.
in the movie.
Yeah.
No, they go to LeBron, and LeBron thinks he wants to do everything in the movie, so you're acting a lot, and you're not good at it, and you're
Jordan
dragging
knows
the
his role.
fucking movie down.
Yeah. That's a big thing for me.
I rewatched the OG Space Jam just to be like, okay, let me refresh my brain to what I'm comparing this to. Michael Jordan does not speak a lot.
He's got about 15 lines the whole movie.
If that. Even in the ones where he's with humans, they're doing all of it.
They give him Vin Diesel lines.
Larry Bird acted more.
Charles Barkley acted more than Michael Jordan.
Fam, we don't talk about how good Charles Barkley's performance was
Bro,
in Space Jam.
Talk to me. Thank you, sir. Every other NBA star other than him and Muggsy Bogues. Muggsy Bogues, I would love to see. I remember when I was a kid, I was like, I want those two in a movie. Charles Barkley and Muggsy Bogues.
They were very funny. They were very funny.
Killing me.
Muggsy
Especially
Bogues
when they're in a wheelchair. Oh my god.
Or the one where everybody hits their head and he keeps walking. Tell me more, dog.
Yo, I loved it. And that's the other thing. You didn't give the players that you just threw in here a story. What's their story? They just helped you create a video game one day and now you have them in your database?
There's no built-in story.
So lazy.
To even have stakes. Like, we don't really care who these villains are.
It's this so lazy. Why are they villains? If they're
if they're like, what's the connection?
AD clearly knows LeBron, and yet he's against him and hates him, and LeBron's dissing.
Makes no
LeBron
sense.
disses.
Ugh.
Talk about low hanging fruit. It was. I watched it, and I honestly, I swear to God, tried to give it grace. I tried to give it Bly's time and time again. I watched this. It took me 6 sittings.
Sittings, LOL. Yeah, it was okay. So I watched it in the theater by accident. My brother said we got tickets. I watched it in the theater because my brother was like, I was like leaving here. It was like last week. I was leaving here, hit my brother up, like, oh, well, what are you saying? Whatever. He's like, oh, I got us tickets to go see Space Jam. So I said, all right, go sit on the patio, get a little drunk, we'll smoke up a little bit, we'll go see, fuck it. We'll go see Space Jam. Fam, again, there was like audible voices in the theater be like, Jesus Christ. For fuck's sakes. What are we doing? This is appalling. Because like the ridiculousness of like the pandering and like the poor joke writing is like so, and they give it all to LeBron and he doesn't know how to sell it. And then here's the worst part. People are like, it's for kids though. It's supposed to be goofy.
Let me refute that fact as well. Shall I?
This is the issue. Oh, please. I insist.
First of all, you fucked up by not incorporating new cartoons.
You think, right?
You had Rick and Morty in there for a second. Why aren't they on the team?
You see,
you've got probably the hottest cartoon in the world.
I agree.
In the movie for 3 seconds.
I agree.
Just say you don't want to spend money. Because that's what I saw throughout this whole movie.
Oh, it was our budget spent on graphics and graphics alone.
Oh my goodness.
Which in their defense looks great.
Graphics were amazing.
Looks great.
CGI through the roof. Cool. Computers do that. Bro. So then now you like, okay, it's a kids movie. Cool. The only thing that I see about kids in today's age that can relate to this movie is video games.
And their parents saying...
And even that is a stretch because nobody plays 2K like that anymore.
No.
So it's like, what do you really... Like, where's the relation? Why don't you have Fortnite characters in this?
Well, I think that's what they were trying to do. They were trying to make, like, basketball Fortnite. That's what it looked like.
Basketball Fortnite. They should have made Fortnite characters... Rick and Morty, Apex, Call of Duty. If you're going to do video games...
Might as well lean into it because it's all your property. No, you're very right. But then we lose. I think there was a missing chance to really amalgamate, like bridge the two worlds.
Well, I think what it speaks to louder is the kids don't get cartoons like that anymore.
Yeah, they're not doing like it's not translating in the same way.
What cartoon universe exists right now other than superheroes that you can incorporate?
Yeah, it doesn't.
And you can't do the superhero thing.
Well, because and then it's not for the kids. It's for nostalgic adults. Fam, look at all the references.
Casablanca. Matrix,
Austin Powers.
even the rap is some 80s rap. There's no trap.
Don't.
Notorious P.I.G. What 7-year-old knows Biggie?
Come on. It's terrible.
And then the instrumental.
Woof.
The dance? Bro, I was like, at least give us some TikTok dance moves. No. They did the Cabbage Patch. They did some
I'm like, you
Kid
guys
and Play. I'm like,
you guys are doing this for adults.
this is a kid's movie?
For people like you and me who find that a little funny.
Bro, I'm like, this is a sequel for the audience that watched the first one.
Exactly that. And they're hoping the audience that watched the first one are showing it to their kids, so that way the kids can be kind of into it
and
too.
explaining everything.
Exactly. Oh,
Me and my nephew started watching it. Who is that? Who's that? Who's that? Now, where are the Wiggles? Where's Paw Patrol? Where's Peppa Pig? There's so much
Where's
opportunities.
Peppa Pig?
Bro.
Peppa Pig is like 7 feet tall. Did you ever see this?
Never.
The stat? There's some weird stat on like how tall characters are, and she's like 8 feet tall, and they're like, yeah, that's
You
nuts.
could have used Peppa Pig.
Wouldn't that be hilarious?
Down low.
Wouldn't that be a good inside joke? And the inside joke would be for the adult.
I swear to you, a lot more kids would go and watch this movie if this movie was.
What I'm telling you.
Oh my god!
But it's a joke,
audience.
though. Oh yeah. The Iron Giant.
I want to break something, dog. The
LeBron's family.
The low budget.
The party.
Everyone characters.
What's it? Party Planet.
The mask had the wrong costume on. Game of Thrones
Mask had
White
the wrong
Walkers. I did not know were White Walkers until Don Cheadle ducked and I saw the king, the Night King.
Yeah.
That's when I was like,
oh, that's what you're trying to do.
there's countless other. Why is there even a nun there? What is the nun?
Oh, the nun's from like a really, really, really old reference movie. I was listening to a podcast because I was confused too.
I'll kill myself.
And the podcast was like, yeah, we looked through all of
The references?
WB's properties to see like what character this was to be. It's like an old horror movie, and they're like, nobody would get this reference. So they're like, some guy probably sat from their graphics department and just went through all the properties and just dragged interesting characters into design.
And then on top of that, the low budget costumes and makeup is just,
It looked like Party Planet, fam.
just
It looked like what people be shopping in for
CGI
Halloween.
The whole fucking thing.
I don't think it was terrible that they had like moving things. It just seemed so background.
It wasn't terrible, but it's terrible to
But there
look at.
was no good cutaways though. At least have like a funny cutaway where like the character is involved. You know,
They show the fucking old Monstars for 2 seconds.
yeah,
A hurrah and aw.
like so weird
Why even put them in the fucking movie? If
to
that's
fill
what
up
you're gonna do.
to fill up space.
You put him in there for us. The kids don't even know who those kids. Bro, I'm sorry. I'm just.
Well, listen.
This is
We have
a
to
lot.
acknowledge for what it is. It's a money grab.
It's a money grab while not spending any money.
Well, I don't think there's the budget on this because it's everything you have in house. So you're just putting out the same content with all the stuff that you don't have to buy anything new, make anything new. These are already your characters.
Don Cheadle is the saving grace of this movie. And
Yeah.
even he couldn't
My
save
nigga
the
Don
movie.
Cheadle was drowning. He was like, for Christ's sake, guys, I'm talking to a fucking blue screen by
He's
myself.
working with everything he got in the arsenal, and that's another qualm I had. If you're gonna throw in the LeBron jokes, throw in the story.
You understand?
How you gonna bring up super teams while he's making a team, and you don't work in a super team story? How you gonna talk about him being the greatest of all time, and still debate out on that, and that's not the story. Come
You understand?
on.
I listen. You preach to the choir. Preach to the choir. And the worst part yet is, again, the saving grace of the first Space Jam. The saving grace of the first Space Jam.
Mr. Bill Murray.
This guy. We had such an opportunity with the amount of funny people. Because again, Bill Murray in the first Space Jam was for adults.
Who's that black guy
Bill
they
Burr.
picked?
They should get Bill Burr. They should have gotten Bill Burr in this.
That's the first that came.
That would have been
Bill and
that
Bill.
would have been so hilarious.
It would have been really fucking funny. Him, I would pray it was him and not Michael Rappaport. Please God.
No, I don't think Michael
Or
Rappaport.
Gary Owens or some shit. Because they do that.
It would be Gary Owens.
They do
But
that.
I don't think Gary Owens
It would be Michael Rappaport. It wouldn't be Gary Owens. because he already comments on sports.
Michael Rappaport for sure.
They would have put him
would
in
be on
this
it.
shit.
I don't think so. I don't know if his star is that big. He's not.
It's not about Star being that big, though.
Is.
It's
It's
not these days.
No, it's but that.
If that was the case, they would have gotten the
It
kid
would
from
be
Stranger Things.
you know who it would be? No, the Bill Murray of our time is Will Ferrell. Will Ferrell would have been in this.
God, that would have been fucking. He would have elevated this movie.
Will Ferrell would
tenfold.
have got there, and LeBron's like, Will Ferrell.
Make Will Ferrell LeBron. I took a 10 times better movie.
Oh yeah, you just do that. You just do semi-pro.
Oh my god, some pro cartoons. It's amazing.
Will Ferrell showing up in this like he's Bill Murray
Or
would have
Jackie
been-
Moon.
I wouldn't even want. No, the funny part is he gets there. He's like, I'm Bill Murray.
Yeah.
Like, how'd you get here? Nah, I'm a friends with a writer. A Teamster dropped me off. That's hilarious.
No, definitely Will Ferrell would be amazing.
And it's funny because he's you have to find somebody who's a part of the industry, like a part of the industry that they could get written into a movie,
and
it's
you
Will
wouldn't
Ferrell,
expect
and you
them
wouldn't
to.
expect it,
Yeah.
and it would be like weird enough to be like, I'm perfectly fine with what's going on here.
So
Will
who
Ferrell.
would have played Newman? In this day and age,
I would have thought Lil Rel would have been Newman. That would have been funny to me. Mr. LeBron. I think that would have been funny.
He had some of the cringier moments in this movie.
But I think it was the character, like
Ernie, God bless him,
tried his best.
Oh my
had
goodness.
no clue what's going on. I think Ernie was like, I get paid how much to do what? Fuck you.
Yo,
I'm
there was
there.
one line that Ernie said that I was like, Ernie, no, Ernie.
I believe they call that one of those. That's I believe the joke.
They call it what was it?
I believe they call that something.
Situation? No, I can't remember.
Yeah.
What it was.
I believe the kids call that lit.
And I was like, Ernie, stop! Oh my god!
But I know that Ernie was like, "What's the line?" I believe how much I'm getting paid.
Exactly.
All right, I believe they call it like he knows what it is.
It's just.
But again, this movie was done at such a half-assed level
Yeah.
that even when they had an opportunity to make something interesting, they never took advantage of it
at all.
because it's LeBron. LeBron was just trying to churn it out.
It's a
churn
very
it out.
narcissistic movie.
Well, let's be honest. Taking a whole movie production about you and your basketball career, it's a little narcissistic to begin with.
I mean, I guess.
And the number one narcissist is definitely Michael Jordan.
Yeah. Well.
So it's not absurd. It's just if you're gonna do the narcissism road, at least make it a good movie.
Make it a good one. So
If you're gonna do it,
disguises a little bit.
At least niggas can be like, you're a little narcissistic, but that's a good
That's
movie.
good
At
ass
least,
movie.
you know,
Exactly.
at the very least.
Fucking the old director, the original director of Space Jam, said that LeBron is no Michael Jordan. It took him 5 sittings to watch the entire movie.
Oh,
it was
damn.
boring as hell. It had no substance.
It
lacked
didn't.
storyline and all that other stuff.
Well,
And I was just like,
I think, the story,
check,
the storyline, and there's again, I don't mind the idea of this algorithm thing making people do whatever. What I thought was really funny is
LG Rhythm.
algorithm is really funny, to be quite frank.
I want
But-
to be him for Halloween somehow, but I don't know.
No,
I
we
get a
don't.
silver suit.
I'm sorry to completely change topics. Okay, fuck Space Jam. I had this idea for Halloween. We should dress up like Siskel and Ebert,
Okay, that's fairly easy.
right?
Yeah.
But would that not be funny?
It would be funny.
Because we're black.
It'd be funny to us.
We're so nobody would get it.
I don't think anyone would get it. I don't think anyone would get it. It'd be funny as fuck to us. I'm down. There'd be some people who would get it for sure. I mean, some of our viewers probably
Are very
definitely
smart.
know
Oh,
who-
I'm sorry. He assumed. I think you guys would get it because you people are smart people.
Once again, never robbing
Yeah.
a bank with you. Oh my god!
I said that was
I literally was like, no, I think they get it. He's like, he doesn't think you get it at all.
He thinks you're a buffoon.
But yeah, no, don't go watch Space Jam.
Oh,
Just
don't.
don't
Please
do
don't.
it. Please,
don't.
I'm begging you. If you value life,
You know
if
what?
you value your time and efforts, just
My parting words would be this. I'm pissed that at least the soundtrack isn't even close to being as good as the original Space Jam.
my parting words are this: take it back. We don't want it. Moving on. Blade has a new director.
Exciting. It's about time.
Bassam Tariq is set to direct Blade. You said you've seen one of his movies. Which one was it?
Yes. Oh, crap. I wrote it
What
down.
was his movie? What was it?
I feel like I said it. Did I say it? Did I say? Anyways, I think he's a talented director. I think it's a good choice. I'm interested that Marvel chose this. He's an up-and-coming director. He doesn't have a lot of movies under his belt, but it seems like they're doing that sort of thing. Like they hired Chloe Zhao, who directed the trailer movie with Frances McDormand, Nomadland.
Okay.
So it's an interesting choice to direct a Marvel movie from like an art house movie. So I think they're looking to make good-looking movies.
Well, if anything, it told me that this Blade character is going to have a little bit more depth.
Yeah, I think they tried for that.
Blade was like your quintessential action star, surface level. You know he's mad about something, but you don't really get. You're not past getting a lot, that.
Right?
So I feel like that in this day and age, you can't do that with the audience. You kind of got to give a backstory. It's kind of why they made the Joker film, right? Like, to give it
more
context,
texture,
texture, layers, all those sort of things. I have a list here of the references from Space Jam.
I'm so excited.
Batman.
Yeah, Batman 1989.
LeBron dressed as Mr. Freeze. He pitches a movie where LeBron faces off.
Yeah, as Mr. Freeze. The Arnold Schwarzenegger Mr. Freeze had that.
Later during this climactic game, Batman, the Joker Penguin, a version of the Schwarzenegger Mr. Freeze, and various other appear in the audience during the final.
Who would have seen those Batman Forevers?
No, I saw Penguin for half a second. Star Trek. This is a kid's movie. Star Trek's in there.
And what was the last Star Trek that came out? Like years ago.
It's a long time ago. Austin Powers.
Yeah,
kids Elmer Fudd appears as Mini-Me, because kids are going to know that. Casablanca.
Play it again. I thought that was so funny, though. Play it again, Sam. Well, sure. That's funny.
Yosemite Sam is actually...
That's hilarious.
I might need a Yosemite Sam movie after this. He's actually pretty funny.
He actually did do a good job.
No, I remember that now. Mad Max.
Yeah.
Fury of the Road. Yeah, this is a kid's movie. The Matrix.
When Granny, the Granny character was doing
the Maltese Falcon.
Yeah, the Maltese Falcon is in this.
Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, Rick and Morty, Wonder Woman.
They had a whole Superman sequence that I was just like, what is going on here?
I saw Superman at the train station. I don't know if that was an Easter egg, but you see him at the train station.
But they're in the Superman world too. Yeah, because like on the other side is Gotham,
right?
It's Metropolis, and then it's Gotham, but like the whole globe is like two-sided.
Yeah. But you see when the train is going past the station,
they cut to Clark Kent.
To a bunch of people. It almost tried to disguise him or something like that.
He's like, whoa, what's going on?
I saw him for half a second. I'm like, was that Superman? Oh, and then you see him saving. I was
but even that, like the kids would have to remember the adventures of Superman.
Which they don't. Whatever happened to Baby Jane?
Oh, that's
starring Bette Davis.
That's a deep reference.
Jesus. Alice in Wonderland. Captain Caveman.
Jesus, these are old properties.
Clockwork Orange. Chappelle Show.
Chappelle Show's in there?
Game Blouses. Remember Granny?
Yes!
Granny says Game Blouses.
Game Blouses.
And I was like, oh, this is a kid's movie. Oh, okay, got it. The Devils. It's a movie from 1971. I'm pretty sure you've seen it. That's where the nun is from.
Oh, there it is.
Dick Dastardly and Muttley.
Nuts.
The Flintstones. The Godfather. Gremlins. Harry Potter. The Herculoids. The Iron Giant. It. Jabberjaw, the Jetsons.
Great theme song.
Yeah,
who would
your nephew
who would know that? No, not at all.
Just checking. King Kong, Magilla Gorilla, The Mask.
What'd you call me?
Nigga Gorilla. The Nerdlux, Penelope Pitstop,
Jesus Christ.
Peter Potamus. Scooby-Doo, Space Ghost, Thundercats, The Wizard of Oz, Yakko, Wacko, and Dot are in this movie.
Oh, the Animaniacs did make a cameo.
And Yogi Bear.
Yeah, they just really...
This is a kid's movie, ladies and gentlemen. Go out and watch it with your kids. I'm pretty sure they'll get every one of those references.
Every single one of them, including the ones that we missed. Did you watch anything? Maybe we can round out with this. You have your concession suggestion?
Concession suggestion that I watched this week. What did I watch this week? Let's go into the list because I have Alzheimer's. I began The Godfather of Harlem.
Oh, finally. Great show.
Very great show. Really enjoying Forrest Whitaker's performance right now. He's killing it as Bumpy. Bumpy Johnson.
Bumpy Johnson.
I was like, where have I heard this name?
Damn it,
American
Bumpy.
Gangster,
Yeah,
throwing the
yeah,
chicken
yeah,
out the
yeah.
fucking trunk. Okay. Toy Story 2. I watched Toy Story 2, rewatched it this week. I'm watching all the Toy Stories over again because I want to get all the adult jokes now.
Oh, you want to do the...
And Toy Story 2 got them. They got them. There's a lot of good hidden double entendres in there. There's one point where
Great
they say,
writing. It's immaculate, like double entendre writing.
yeah, they talk about food right before they go into that guy, the toy, the guy who stole Woody, his apartment, and the piggy bank is talking to the Slinky Dog,
Yeah.
Mr. Potato Head, and Rex. And he's like, yeah, maybe we could do a hamburger hot dog with some French fries still. You could be the toy. And and I'm like, that was really the Happy Meal that came out after that movie. I'm old enough to get that now.
Because you can remember it. You can place
I can
it
remember
now.
it. I remember Rex was a toy. I got it. I remember that Happy
You're
Meal.
like, oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
They even built in like references for like later on,
Later
too.
on. I was like, that's great.
That's really smart.
And especially the part where they go to the Barbie aisle.
That's always funny.
Mr. Potato Head, I'm a married spud. I'm a
married
married spud.
spud.
I'm a married spud.
Legend.
I used to say that. You ever watch a movie that
And
you
you-
haven't watched in so long, and
then
you
you hear
used to say something that's a part of your
All
personality?
your favorite lines. You're like, oh, there it
And you're like,
is.
That's where
There it
I've
is.
had that moment, I think, 3 times in the past month.
Oh, because you're
Where
going
it's
back.
like, that's where I got that from?
Yeah. It's my favorite.
I'm a married spud. I'm a married
When
spud. I'm a married spud.
that happened to me, a couple weeks ago. I started rewatching Elf. Remember Elf?
Oh, wow.
And there's
the
a
leader of Pogs.
Fucking hilarious.
The Pog God.
Great fucking show. Like just
Great slammers.
Great slammers. And then LOL, stop it. So there's a
Bring back Pogs, nigga.
they should because he tradable for everybody.
Universal.
So he has a line in there where he's like, "Have I ever lied to you today?" And I was like, "Oh, I've been saying it for that long.
Wow.
That's where I got it from."
Wow.
And I've been saying that for years. It's
I love
great.
that. I love it.
Have I ever lied to you today?
That's great.
Fucking love him.
We're gonna wrap it there.
Oh, I was gonna say my.
Oh,
concession
sorry,
suggestion.
I forgot.
Behind the candelabra,
Behind the candelabra.
So you know Liberace, the piano
yeah,
player
yeah.
used to dress
Yeah.
was maybe gay but was maybe not.
Grandiose.
Yeah. So, what's his name? Michael Douglas and Matt Damon. Michael Douglas plays Liberace, and Matt Damon plays this guy
This is
who is
sounding
his
really funny
who
already.
is his boyfriend, kind of. But like they go through how abusive Liberace was a little bit to all his young suitors.
the candle
Behind the candelabra.
behind
Candle-
the candelabra.
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 Fab. It was like, first of all, it came out recently.
What?
Like 2018. I'm like, how did I miss this?
Matt Damon be doing that though.
It's a very interesting movie. It's a little wild, very like 70s centered, but I'm like, oh, this is an interesting
Behind
movie.
the candelabra.
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 Now we can wrap it up there.
Another great episode, another fucking classic. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Pleasure.
We'll be right back here next week.
Thank you.
Shitting on another one of your favorite movies.
Back
I
again.
really love it. My name is Marlon,
I've been Gabe.
and that was the Concession Stand.
Peace.
Concession Stand.